About a week ago, I started a thought experiment, and it's not a new thought experiment. I'm not the originator of this idea, but the idea was if I had hired a consultant or a musical director or a manager to direct me on my music and how I was going to put it out and reach people with it, kind of all factors of my music. The thought experiment is, what would they tell me to do and what steps would I take? And this is contingent upon, of course, your goals. It's contingent upon the place you are in life, what resources you have. It could be an issue of money and time. So I have a full-time job, so that's a factor, in how I operate with my music, the kinds of gigs I want to play, and everything from image to the music I put out to music videos to social media content, kind of everything. What if they were advising me on the things I needed to do? What would they be telling me? It's like taking it out of your hands. If you had to listen to somebody who you had employed, or maybe almost view it the other way, like you were employed. They're telling you, here's the things you need to do this week, and then you accomplish those things. What would it be? And this kind of was accentuated recently. A week ago Saturday, I had a gig planned, had been promoting it, ran some ads, had a lot of people that were planning on coming out. About a week beforehand, I was looking at the weather and saw that there's a possibility of rain. It's going to be a bit colder. The day before the performance, I put out a video stating that, hey, I may cut this short. I'm starting at 5:30. I may only go to 6:30 or 7. I was really planning to do about 2.5 hours of music or something. That day, Saturday, we had hail and rain. The weather got a lot colder, and eventually the venue owner contacted me and said, hey, we need to cancel this. So it kind of took it out of my hands. It really got me thinking about specifically gigs and the kind of gigs I want to do and I like to do. And this is something I realized before. Last year I approached this venue where I was playing. It's a little restaurant up the street called Tomato Joe's. They have an outdoor patio. And we really like the food there. It's not your average pizza place. It's kind of very kind of vintagey, brick inside, neat artwork, things like that. So a very different vibe. The food was really good. So I'd approached them and said, hey, I want to play music on your patio. I'm not worried about being paid. I'm not worried, feed me if you can and help me promote it, put up my posters, put it on your social media. And that was the agreement. And it was really just a place that was close to home, 2 minutes from my house. I can get up there, set up, play some music, and get in performance shape. That was the objective. And that worked great. And we were getting people out, people come out on the patio. They came out to see me. They were excited to see, it was cool. It's a lot of fun. As we headed towards winter, because it's an outdoor venue, the owner said, well, let's back off. So then I was referred to another place, and the owner and I talked, and he's like, oh yeah, people have been talking about you, that I should book you. So I got booked to play his place. It was a pub, a restaurant indoors. Played several times there, and it was a paid gig, and that's cool. But it really got me thinking about the kinds of gigs I want to do. So I'm going to break the gigs into two basic types of gigs. You have the playing a restaurant, playing a pub, playing a bar, 2.5, 3.5, 4-hour gig. And that's a gig where you fill it with a lot of cover tunes, which is great. I learned a bunch of new songs, so that's good for my playing, and it rounds out kind of what I do even as a songwriter. And then there's another kind of gig. It's the listening room gig. And there might be fewer people there, but they're there for the music. It's kind of like house concerts. House concerts are a listening room, a place where you control the narrative in the show. They're there for music specifically. So one of the things about playing a restaurant gig, I always used to tell people that you play that gig 2 different times and the dynamics can be totally different. So if you're a performer, maybe you've experienced this. You might play one evening and maybe it's a restaurant with 25 people in there, 30 people, and maybe 6 to 10 of them are totally engaged with the music and they're really paying attention to what you do, and you're getting feedback from them during the performance. And that's really cool. That's awesome. But you're also competing with the noise of other people talking, and so you have that dynamic as well. And so you have that one performance where people are totally engaged. It's awesome. Then you play the same gig a month later, and there's 25, 30 people there, and they're all busy talking and doing their thing. And that's the nature of the gig. You can't complain about it. It's just how it is. And maybe at the end of the night, as they're leaving, they're like, oh, you sounded great, thank you, and they're tipping you, and that's fine, that's good. But it doesn't feel like you were engaged with the audience. I'm a songwriter and performer. I far prefer the listening room type of gig. I don't care if there's fewer people. I'd rather have 10 people at a house concert that are there for music, for my music, than I would having 30 people, 40 people at a pub or a restaurant where half or fewer than half are truly engaged with the music. It's just the nature of what I'm hoping to accomplish with my music. Just kind of think about this. First, there's a great benefit to playing those cover gigs. You get hours under your belt of performing, and there is definitely a benefit to performing in front of people if that's what you want to do. You just become a better performer. So I think there's a time and place to play those gigs. So as I was contemplating this gig, the one that was canceled, it was going to be 2.5 hours or something like that. I had planned on reducing it just due to weather. But once it was canceled and I'd put the notice out, I said, you know, what do I want to do in the future for any of these gigs? And I kind of made the determination that if I was talking to my music director / consultant, they were going to say to me, do shows, do actual performances, meaning make the show about your music and promote it about your music. So my thought there, and I still have to talk to the venue, and this is how I want to approach venues down the road, is I'm not interested in doing 2.5 hours of music or even 2 hours of music. If I'm going to pick the ideal set length, it's going to be 45 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 sets, maybe a 45-minute set and a 30-minute set. And I'm going to promote it as a show. If I play 10 songs, I might do 2 covers that are songs that I love, that are performers or songwriters that I love. They may not be particularly popular or well-known, but I'm more interested in doing that type of performance. Moving forward, my plan is to approach venues, for instance, up the street and say, look, I want the patio. I want the entire patio. And that's going to be my performance space. So don't seat people there who aren't there for music. And how we work that out, we'll have to figure that out. But then my goal is to promote that like I'm a producer producing a show, like I had hired somebody to produce the show, and say, what kind of ads do we need to run to fill up that patio for people that are there for music? And that's what I plan on doing going forward, is just do shows that are about my music and my performance. And I'm going to be taking this same thought experiment and applying it to image, the photographs that Deb takes, the social content I do, music videos. That's my thought experiment. That's what I'm working on. Curious about your thoughts. Would love to hear from you. If it was interesting to you, if at all any of this is interesting, certainly like the video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm supposed to say that at the end of every video. I keep being told that. That's what my boss is saying, my partner. Have a good one. We'll be back at you soon. See ya.